I just, thought it was one of those typical Friday nights in the Southeastern Conference. Two great pitchers, both, on short rest, pitched great. And, it just comes down to a, timely hit and executing, offensively. And, we didn't have many opportunities, but, we blew some opportunities early. Obviously, a couple pickoffs, not getting a guy in from third base. And they're just magnified. It's baseball, but it's magnified in this game. Oliver's, so good. He pitched very similar to this, in Oxford a few weeks ago, and we knew going in how good he would be. But I thought, Chris was excellent as well. We just, weren't able to scratch a couple runs across for him.
Questions for Will and Chris. If you'll raise your hand, we do have a couple mics out there. Give us just a second to get a mic to you. Questions? Have one front row right behind you.
This is a question for Will. I guess it was in the eighth. I was wondering what you thought of that at bat with Stone. Kind of go through that. The one where he struck you out with two guys on him. Just how good do you think he is?
Obviously, he's a great pitcher. Did well, did his job. For us, that's a situation that, I want to be in. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. He's got some great stuff. Missed a couple pitches, fouled him straight back, and on that last pitch, just didn't really see it as well out of his hand, and kind of got caught up. But you gotta be able to swing and fight it off, especially in that situation with guys on scoring position.
Hang on, just a second, please. We'll get back to you.
Hey, Chris, can you talk about the first inning a little bit and what happened there? It looked like a little bit of a slow start for you.
Yeah, not exactly the way I planned for it to work out. First inning's been a little bit of trouble for me all year, but first guy hang a curveball to him, gets hit up the middle, and then almost fall on my face on the mound, and I figured I was going to throw it instead of balk, and just end up hitting the guy, and they did a good job of capitalizing on it, and getting the guy in.
Did you have follow-up?
Yeah.
Mike's right next to you.
Okay. Sorry, Will. I just wonder what the pitch was he threw on the strikeout.
Fastball in the outer half.
Other questions for the student athletes from Ole Miss? Back row.
I guess for both of you guys, can you talk about going into tomorrow, it's a must-win scenario?
You said it yourself, it's a must-win game. I think it'd be foolish not to come out ready to play at 9:30. We're facing a good team, so got to come out ready to play. Wake up.
I'm sorry, was that for both the guys? Okay.
Yeah, like Chris said, obviously we got the early game against a very good team, but the team last year we got up in the mornings, had to come and be ready to play, and that's something this team's going to do. We're a very good team, we're a very talented team, and we have all the confidence in the world in whoever we play, and whatever time we're going to play. We're going to come out and play hard.
Is there a final question for the student athletes? Front row.
Will, what makes Oliver so tough?
He's a stud. He's got a great arm, can run it up there. 94, 95, 96. But he just really worked all of his pitches. He was throwing it in the strike zone, kind of keeping all of us off balance. But we got some good swings off of him. Hit some balls right at some guys. Unfortunately, that's baseball and that's going to happen. But like Coach Blanco said, when we got the opportunities with guys in scoring position and stuff like that, you got to execute and get that done. That's what the great teams do, and we just need to continue to do it like we've done this whole year.
Will, Chris, you guys are welcome to head back to your locker room now if you'd like. Watch that bottom step over there. It's a little deeper. We'll continue with questions for Coach. Again, if you'll raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you. Front row, right behind you.
Coach, you alluded to Oliver. You've seen him twice now in a pretty short period of time. What makes him such a tough pitcher? And just what do you think Arkansas's pitching here? They've given up one run in 18 innings so far.
Well, that's them, and that's been really since Dave Van Horn's been there, and of course Dave Jordan, their pitching coach. They've always pitched, and so this team is no different than it seems like every year. But specifically about Oliver, Will said it. I mean, it's not a secret. It's a fastball in the low to mid 90s, but enough command with the off speed, a changeup and a breaking ball, and just mixing the pitches up. It's hard for them to really lock in. You saw today how he can defend against the steal. He's a good athlete with a good move, and I think he's a great competitor. I think he's a kid that you can see the emotion, out there, and you can see that the team believes in him. And that's a big part of it. But he's obviously a good one. He's pitched well and beat a lot of big teams in the Southeastern Conference.
Second row, right side.
Mike, can you talk about the decision to bunt in the second inning?
Which, take me back.
2-1, no one out, had 1 minute bunt.
First and second?
Yeah.
And we moved them up? Yeah. Just because we basically have done that all year. I was a little nervous with the runners if we had, fast enough, but we figured that, Woodman's one of our best bunters. To move them up in scoring position, because obviously today is one of those games where runs are at a premium, and you got to score. And so, did you think we shouldn't have bunted?
Well, I mean, 1 minute in for 3, so
Okay.
it's the second inning, so I guess.
Didn't work out.
Front row.
Mike, I got the leadoff guy on like 6 times, I think. Could you talk about, I'm sure, the frustration there, but what was it all about? Oliver unable to string hits?
It's just that's it, and that's the disappointing. We had a few opportunities, and but that's why the bunts. It's just because you can't string the hits together. It's been difficult, and this wasn't just a great day for him. We knew that going in, and when you face a guy like that, you got to try to do something to get the runs across. And we thought if we could get back in the game with the bunt and a sac fly or do something like that, but he makes it so difficult to me. He makes it difficult to bunt. He makes it difficult to hit and run, certainly against the steal. That's why he's had so much success.
Other questions? Staying on the front row.
You mentioned Chris, but just a little more on him. Early, as Parrish said, maybe a little not quite him, but as he went on.
Yeah, it just first inning he threw a bad pitch to Egan to start the game at 1-2, but I don't know if it necessarily he wasn't good. Just some bad fortune. He hung a breaking ball. Guy gets a base hit up the middle. He slips on the mound, and then he hits Serrano in the back with a changeup, which is not like him. And then a ball finds a hole up the middle, and you get the bases loaded. But then he pitches out of it. And he gets he minimizes bases loaded, no outs, and he's done what he's done all year long. I mean, he's the guy that I've gotten used to in the sense that I don't know if he's your typical Pomerantz or Lynn and a guy that's going to flash a lot of double-digit strikeouts. He just doesn't give up runs. He makes pitches and gets out of innings. He's smart. He commands 3 pitches, and he's just a warrior out there. He just hangs out, and just like today, looked like probably wasn't going to be long, but he's in there 100 pitches later.
Right side, front row.
Weather's been really kind of a weapon in the bullpen
Yeah.
for you guys lately. His body language looks different, just kind of with confidence. But what else has kind of made him so good the last 5 6
He just it's what makes guys tough on the mound. He's able to throw the fastball on both sides of the play. He's able to throw a curveball into the strike zone at any time. He's able to throw a changeup, and when you do that, it makes it very difficult for hitters. And he just comes in and gets out of the jam, gets a couple outs, and then of course he's a great athlete. He dives and catches that squeeze bunt, and like I said about Oliver, he's kind of got that mojo going where guys believe he's going to get him out, and he's been big for us, not just today. I mean, he's been big the last 3 or 4 weeks, and he's had a game like this. It seems like just about every weekend where he comes in and really stifles a rally and then pitches deep. It's not just an out or two; he pitches deep.
We have time for one more if there is for Coach. We'll take it right
Hey,
here.
he's got enough. He's used up his limit. Is there anybody else? All right.
Reached your quota. Last one.
Okay. Coach, I think Arkansas is 8-1, starting with that Sunday win at Ole Miss. And they hadn't been over 500 in the SEC till they got on this late roll. What are you seeing from them? How good do you think they're playing right now?
Well, they're terrific, and I thought they were terrific when they came to Oxford. We just played really well in the first couple games and held them down, offensively. But that's a typical Dave Van Horn team where they're really going to pitch, they're going to play defense. It's going to be a low-scoring game, and I think maybe the difference for them, and you're asking for somebody that's only seen them, 3 or 4 times. The difference for them is they're able to push a couple more runs across. I thought today, the disappointing thing for us is to let Oliver have the lead, 1-0. And pitch with the lead the whole game. If we could have scratched the lead and got ahead 1-0, or tried to push some runs across early, but I think maybe that's the difference. You watch yesterday they're able to push a few runs and get some quality at bats with runners in scoring position and do the things you have to do in today's game.
Thank you, Coach.